Hello Leo, and welcome to your 2024 yearly reading. This is for placements of Leo in Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Please check your natal chart to get a full picture for the entire year of 2024 in case you have placements in other zodiac signs. We will be pulling cards for each month of the year. And we're going to cover quite a few different topics, including your overall energy, finance, career, love, and general advice. As you can see, I do not have any cards out on the table as of yet. So give me a second while I do that, and I will rejoin you for your reading. Welcome back, Leo. I have all your cards on the table. Let's go ahead and jump right in here with your overall energy for January. We have new life. Okay, we like that. New year, new life, new me. A new enthusiastic way of viewing things. I get brush of fresh air. Okay. So perhaps we are very hopeful this year that things will be better, that we can be better, that we can do better. So a new invigoration for life, a new sense of self. Let's look at our finances. We have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, holiday season, you've probably blown your budget. Getting back on track, restructuring everything is going to take some doing. I will say though, since we have kind of a new zest for life going here, don't be too unwise. Do pay attention to your finances. Don't overextend yourself. Make sure that you're not being reckless with the spending. Okay, career. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Oh yes, you know what you got and you're using it wisely. So yeah, newfound confidence, a new invigoration for life. So maybe this isn't just life in general. Maybe this is just for career. Maybe you're liking the new changes, corporate policies. Maybe because holiday season's over, you're now enjoying your job more. It's less stressful. Things have eased some. So now you know you've got, well, maybe not more work to do, but maybe the same amount of work to do, but, you know, a lot more freedom and less time constraint to do it. So you're able to enjoy it a bit more. And love, we have Justice in the reverse. Okay. For some of you, you're focused just solely on work, that your love life is not where you're focusing. It's just not where you're giving your energy to. And for those of you that are single, you may be wondering, where's your love? Where's your, you know, your person? So you may be doubting the universe a little bit. You may be questioning if you're equipped with somebody in this lifetime because you don't see them. Okay, let's go into our general advice. Seven of Pentacles and the reverse. Yeah, be aware of where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your focus. In this case, work seems to be fantastic. Some of you are ignoring your private life, however. And sorry, things won't grow and things won't advance if you don't pay attention to it. Just like your finances. If you overextend and you're not planning ahead, if you're not budgeting, if you're, you know, throwing money away recklessly, it's not going to grow. You won't see yourself hitting that mile mark, that savings point, or having that money saved up for that thing that you wanted that was really spendy if you're not budgeting it. So as much as we're really bright, shiny, enthusiastic for the new year, be aware of where your focus is. Or maybe not so much focus, but what you're giving your energy to. Make sure that you're giving it to things that are actually worth it. That'll make that new life energy, that new zeal and zest for life a bit more. So February, we have Thinker in the reverse. Oh boy. Rash. Okay, I'm getting the word rash. And I don't want to say something too preemptive. I actually kind of want to look at the rest of your cards, but as soon as I flipped that over, that was the energy I got. Rash. Okay, I just told you not to be reckless with your money in the previous position, so we're going to see how this plays out. Finances. The King of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, not clear, not decisive, not very organized, not very diplomatic, not very concise with your money. Making bad choices. Maybe throwing your money away. Beware of scammers. Beware of get rich quick schemes. Be aware of those that may borrow, that are going to lie to your face, that you probably should know about. Don't give away money that you don't need to. Don't logically overspend money if you don't need to. Yes, rash may be a word for that. Let's move on. Career. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the reverse. Oh, okay. So maybe the rash energy is a bit more. If we're being a little frazzled at work, we might suffer in our production, our skill set. So if we're overdoing it when it comes to our finances and acquirement is more our focus of, how do we want to put that, instant gratification maybe. You may be giving that to your personal life, but not so much your work life. Now, if you're learning something new at work, however, of course you're not going to be mastered in it at all. You're going to end up picking up more skills. And yes, you're going to be bad at it at first. You're going to be horrible at it. You're going to need to ask questions. And for those of you wanting raises, things like that, tackling new skills and learning them, taking on more responsibilities, getting skilled at more items will up your chances of that. Interesting, that's coming through, but there you go. Love. And we have the Two of Pentacles reverse. Yeah. So if you're dating or you are married, the money might be a little lopsided right now. One of you could definitely be overspending, and this is causing issues, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. You might end up having some arguments actually over money. I never like to give that energy, but there you go. And for you being single, you might have that moment where it's like, okay, I can be myself and do this for myself because I am the only person I have to take care of, or I can stop doing that and make sure I have enough money to include somebody else. So it's a this or that situation. Let's see what your general advice is. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. And you might have that issue with money, or the issue with money with love, and you feel like your opportunities are limited, that you are deprived. And that might be very much self-induced. And for those of you that were wanting like a raise, when that came up. And I said you tackling new skills, taking on new responsibilities, even if you're bad at it to begin with. No, you might have felt like you were passed up on an opportunity, but actually it's delayed. You're just having to do an extra step, and that is fine. That opportunity might come later after you've mastered something. So don't get disgruntled. Don't get reckless. Don't get brash, thinking that had passed you by. You might see a return of that later in the year. We will find out. So don't be quick to judge, especially if you think that something has passed you by or been you've been robbed or deprived of it. Just don't be jumping ahead and assuming. So let's do March. We have flexible in the reverse. Okay. Rigid. Okay, we're getting rigid. You might be, I want to say this is either set in your ways or very set in your thinking. And considering, let's see, this is Leo. So Leo is a fixed sign. So that makes total sense. Of course, depending on where your other placements are, it depends on how strong that energy is. So if you're like a Leo Venus, that might only be applied to the love portion here. But if you have really strong Leo energy being a fixed sign, that makes total sense to me. But we're going to dive into the rest. Finances. We have the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so rigid structure. Yeah, you might have to be a little bit more strict, a little bit more harsh, a little bit more of self-denial when it comes to your finances. Why? To make it easier on you. In order to save, sometimes we have to cut back, going, oh yeah, I really want to go to that concert, and you see the ticket prices are $300 for a front row seat, and you know you can't afford that. So maybe you have to compromise a little bit and sit in the nosebleed section because it's $50, even though it's your favorite band. Or perhaps you're like, okay, they're going to come back and they're going to do another tour next year. They're going to come back to this area. We'll pass this year and hope I'm financially better off next year. So you might end up being a little bit more harsh with yourself, a little bit more strict with yourself. Yeah, rigid, and that's okay. Career, the Five of Swords. Oh, yes. Conflict, chaos, and you might very much need to be rigid with yourself. Help you get a little bit more in control. Although I will point out that if you're having conflict in the workplace, beware your own mindset. Make sure that this is not you stuck in a certain way of thinking. So if, say for example, your employment comes up with a new way of doing something and you refuse to do it because it is an item of change. It is new, you don't like it, you don't want it. You might be causing yourself unnecessary strife because you're rigid in your thinking. You have a closed mindset instead of a growth mindset. So you might be getting in your own way. It may not just be someone else. So please be aware of that. Love, we have the King of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, communication, mindset, rigid mindset. Like I said, it may not be very much all rigid ways of doing things. It's rigid ways of thinking. And in this way, you might have struggle for this month, the month of March, of communicating. Not just changing and moving in new directions in a relationship or new directions to obtain a new relationship, but just being able to communicate properly and express yourself. Or express yourself in a new way is going to be rather difficult for you. Your general advice, we have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, use new opportunities to the best of your advantage. So something new comes up at work, don't shut it down. Don't shut it out. Give yourself a chance. If you see an opportunity to cut corners and save money, to make your financial situation better, do it. If you are trying to communicate and failing, take that opportunity to let whoever you're dealing with know that you're trying to communicate and you're failing on that, and not to take it the wrong way, not to take it as criticism, as harsh truth, or, you know, as sarcasm, whatever it is. Use your opportunities wisely. Whether that is to grow, whether that is to restrict, or whether or not that is to literally step outside your comfort zone and try something new in a way to be direct, or a new type of communication style, however that applies to you. Okay, April. We have higher power. Ooh. I think you're going to be using your third eye quite a lot in the month of April. Feels like almost like third eye activation. So I'm going to leave that there, and we're going to move right along. We have finances. We have the Two of Cups and the reverse. I actually feel good about this, because I feel like we're disconnecting from poor choices. We're realizing how we might have hurt ourselves. So we're being a little bit more intuitive of, oh no, that's not going to work. No, that's a better choice. So things that maybe we've indulged in for a while, we're now realizing maybe that's bad, and we're pushing it away and putting more distance away from it. And that's good, because sometimes when we cut things out, that makes room for more things, including healthier choices. So, career. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay. We went from, what, Eight of Pentacles reverse to Five of Swords. New things of, new responsibilities, new ways of doing things, trying to find conflict resolution. And now we have Knight of Wands, which means we're now heading in the right direction. We have the energy, we know where we're going, and we're handling things better. Are we perfect? No. No, we are not. However, we're now at least somewhat confident in what we're doing and why. So I like the growth. I like the growth from month to month here. So we're using our third eye, we're using our intuition a little bit better. Navigating may be for this month better overall, simply because that's the energy they gave us overall. Love. We have the King of Wands in the reverse. Okay, for those that are single, you might withdraw from trying to find somebody else to work on you. For those of you that are dating or married, you might be working in other areas enough that finding your mojo and using it is a little less than normal. So perhaps we're experiencing a lower sex drive. Perhaps this month is just kind of average, and it's not as passionate, intense, and, you know, invigorating when we're with someone else. And that's because it feels like our focus is elsewhere. Like I said, we're working on ourselves inside, not necessarily outward with other people. So I'm curious to see what we have for general advice. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the reverse. Yeah, where are things a mess? Where can we beautify? Where can we fix? Where can we repair? Where can we grow? This is very much a Queen of Pentacles energy, but identifying where we're dropping the ball, where all those little nuances are that we can correct is something we have to pay attention to. And a lot of times we do have instincts, our gut reaction, or our intuition, you know, our third eye activation, as I said over here, trying to nudge us, trying to get our attention, so we identify those areas. So you might end up spending a lot of time asking yourself, okay, what can I do to fix this? What can I do to make it better? What wrong choice did I make? Which direction do I go? So maybe choosing to pay attention to your third eye, your intuition, a little bit more. Especially if you don't just follow your intuition, you might just be consciously asking yourself certain questions in order to do just that, to kick it into gear. Okay, and May. We have clean it up. Oh, yes. If things are all over the place, you know, we acknowledge we have work to do. We spent a month trying to go within to try and correct ourselves. So, yes, that does mean cleaning it up internally. And eventually, once we clean it up internally, that reflects on our outer world. What was done internally then becomes external. So I'm excited to see what comes out here for you. We have finances, the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So slowing it down. Sometimes the Knight of Wands can be very reckless. And I cautioned at the beginning of the year, don't be reckless. And we just had the previous month where disconnecting from certain choices is a good thing. That's a way to clean it up. So if we're slowing down and putting a chill pill on our credit card or our debit card, you know, giving ourselves 2 minutes to assess whether or not we should actually reach for our wallet is actually a good thing, rather than just reaching into our wallet and pulling out the card and saying, here you go, take my money. Career, we have the Four of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. We found a kind of a smooth sailing niche in our career. We've changed our mindset. We've become less rigid. We're moving further along. We're not as closed off in that area. The cleanup is starting to show because we're showing progress. We're showing momentum. And that is great. It means we'll go far. It means the way ahead is clear for us to continue. So we haven't gotten our own way. We haven't roadblocked ourselves. That is fabulous. So that is something that appears internal and that has now gone external for sure. Love. We have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. For some of you, this is literally you recognizing you have issues when it comes to love. And you, instead of holding on to those issues, you're working on them. Congrats. We all have them. Fantastic. Whether that is currently or if that was in the past. We all have baggage, let's face it. And for some of you, perhaps you are the one that didn't have any issues when it came to money, since love and money seem to be tied. In one of the previous months I mentioned you might be fighting over money. You might actually let go of someone. Whether that's a dating someone, living situation, or marriage, that is possible. But for the most part, we're learning to mitigate better. We're learning to work on our own self in the relationship rather than try to hold the control or hold on to the same approach. And I actually like that. General advice. We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. Where is it you're not able to make headway? When the road isn't clear, that means you have an obstacle. It means there's something to address. It means there's something to literally clean up or redirect because it's not meant for you. And in the case of love, some of you, like I said, are owning up to your own responsibilities, your own baggage, your own issues. Why? Because you can't persist with the way you are. Instead, you're cleaning it up, working on the inside, so the outside will have an effect. Not too shabby. Quite a bit of self-awareness going around. I like to see that. So June, we have peace. Oh, that's great. Working on ourselves, and then we get peace and harmony. So, little changes, little restrictions that we've had, little pivots that we've had throughout the year, the things that we've worked on. We worked on the inner to have an effect on the outer. We do find some semblance of balance. That's fantastic. Finances. We have the Ace of Cups in the reverse. I get the impression that finances for the month of June might be a little touch and go. Almost like you have a moment of falling off the wagon. There's, a moment of something that you do it, and afterwards financially you're like, I shouldn't have done that. You might be defeating yourself, beating yourself up, displeased with yourself over it. So that might rock the boat when it comes to your peace and harmony that you're working on. Career, the Tower, reverse. I don't feel that this is a bad thing. The Tower just means nothing changes. That's it. That's it. It's not a bad card in the tarot, for those of you that don't like the tarot. The Tower in the tarot. So, fast pace, moving forward, things going good. No change. You stay at the same way, stay at the same level. The status quo does not change. That is totally fine. So you kind of coast, have a smooth sailing month at work. Love, the Hangman. Okay. I love this. We went from working on ourselves, whether we are single or in a relationship, very much so, addressing our own baggage. And here, we get enlightenment. So, we get it. We get the picture. Whether that is our own baggage, our own hang-ups, things that we are doing wrong, better ways to handle our relationship that maybe we were hindering. Maybe we just get the idea of what type of person that we can connect to, etc. But with all of that, that knowledge brings peace. Having that shift. So, general advice, the Chariot and the reverse. Yeah. Peace is literally stillness. You don't have to be on the go all the time. Nothing has to actually change. Yeah, nothing actually has to change. Sometimes just having the slow, steady, constant is a relief because we have balance. Sometimes it's worth it to slow down, to have that pause moment, to have nothing change, to have that moment of harmony where things are not chaotic and all over the place. So appreciate it while you have it. Peace, acceptance. All right, and July. We have a Y in and the reverse. Okay. Huh. Okay, there's some things you just don't question. It's like there's confidence or self-assurance in something, so you just don't question it. Okay, we're going to get into the rest of this just to see, hopefully, where that is coming from. Finances in the reverse. We have the Four of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so you're not asking why. Literally, right there. You're not asking why with your finances. You're not concerned about your finances. You're not thinking and looking so closely at it. So that's great, because that's not where your focus is. That's not where your emotions being dumped at all. So we're not pouting. We're not concerned. Yeah, we're just not asking, why am I broke? Why do I have no money? Why did that happen? Why can't I purchase that? Okay, we're gaining a little bit more confidence. We are self-assured. We're not. Yeah, we don't have to ask questions. Okay. Career, the Knight of Cups, and the reverse. Okay. Interesting. It feels like maybe there's a slight disappointment in your work, in your career, but you know the source of it, so you're not questioning why it happened or how it happened. You're just disappointed. And I feel like this is a circumstance that affects you, but doesn't necessarily have to be directly about you. So maybe this is, new change of direction. Maybe your coworker did something, and, maybe you work on a team. Your coworker did something stupid, and you knew when they did something stupid that you would all pay for it. And sure enough, it came down the line that everyone got a punishment. Whatever that is, you know the source of it. So you're not surprised. You're just disappointed. I'm going to disconnect from that. We're going to move on. All right, love. We have the Empress in the reverse. Oh. Okay. Are you not feeling so hot? You not feel like you're attractive too much this month? Is it because you probably have been dropping the ball and taking care of yourself? Because, yeah, for single people, I definitely get the not taking care of yourself energy. A little bit is there for the dating and the married people as well. Others, your nurturing effect with your partner is, I guess you could say, substandard. And you realize it's lacking. Your focus is not there. Creating the right vibe with the spouse, with, the significant other, it is just a little lackluster. But for some of you, yes, it's just you're not taking care of yourself. So if you can't take care of yourself, and if you don't love yourself, if you're not happy with yourself, well, guess what? Why should somebody else be? Just like if you're single. If you don't think you're sexy, why would anybody else think you're sexy? So I'm going to leave that there and disconnect from that. And your general advice, the world in the reverse. Yeah, some things you don't have to have closure on. You don't have to ask why and then have an answer. You just know. You can see it. You know it. You understand it. You don't need somebody to give you that answer. No. We're going to keep moving on. Let's see what August holds. Go the distance and the reverse. Okay. Not wanting to put in the effort. Okay. We're going to see how that plays into the rest of this. Not wanting to put in the effort. So maybe you found something either not worth it, too difficult, or maybe somebody's actually demanding that you put in the effort and you're digging your heels in. We're going to jump into this. Finances. We have the Three of Cups and the reverse. Yeah. So in that case, yeah, you just might feel like your finances can't go far enough. It's not enough to support you. It's not enough to have you live the life that you want. So there's that little creeping feeling of not enough. Or it's enough currently, but it's not where you want it to be, ideally. Career, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so hey, nice improvement in the work scene. Things are going good. Things are lasting. Things are coming together. Things are getting done. All your goals are being hit, whether that's, daily tasks or deadlines, whatever, teamwork and being able to build and orchestrate, organize, all that stuff. Everybody is having good, healthy relationships. You're getting stuff done. So work is very smooth as sailing. Love, death. For those of you that are single, and since we went from self-love, self-nurturing issues, you may not be ready for the dating scene. Because we went through this evolvement here of working on ourselves, paying attention to ourselves. So if you're single, yeah, you might still have to work on more of your baggage, and putting the effort into a relationship is just not in the cards for you right now. So it's best for you to step back, work on yourself, and realize being in the dating scene is not for you. Others of you, there's certain things about you, certain aspects, certain things you do that needs to end. It just needs to be dead, done, and over with. But that takes effort. And we don't always like change. So knowing that, that annoying pet peeve that your wife hates is not only annoys her, but is a very bad habit, an obsessive bad habit, and one that maybe affects, say, like your health. You know it, you understand it, but maybe you're just not wanting to change that or refuse to change that. The effort is too much. Like quitting smoking, for example. Perhaps, when push comes to shoves, they don't like you when you smell like smoke, or you kiss them when you smell like smoke. Just as an example, it's bad for your health. You need to quit it. It puts a strain on your relationship, but putting in the effort for it is rather difficult. So yeah, there might be some aspects that you're going to identify in the month of August that needs to end. For others of you, or a portion of you, for those of you that are single, your single life comes to an end. That changes. So that doesn't mean necessarily that this is the one, but there's that transition of maybe feeling like you're living life half dead to being alive. So please take that portion as it resonates. And the general advice is Justice in the reverse. Yeah, some areas you're not moving, you're not seeing what you want, and part of that is effort. You don't want to put in the effort. All things in balance should be equal. We see it in the scales here on the Justice card, but also the yin and yang opposites, life and death, and the death card. Effort, where is it going? Which way is it swinging? Is it going in the right direction? Because it's only going to go in the right direction if you face the right direction and you apply the effort to it instead of digging your heels in. Okay. Interesting pivot point for the year. Let's I just picked that up backwards, sorry. Allow me to fix it so I don't get annoyed. September, what do we have here? The Fates reversed. Okay, I'm getting the word denied. So either something was shut, a door closed, an opportunity that you needed protection from was taken from you and you feel like you're denied. Or perhaps this is a breakup or divorce, a splitting of love. We're going to get into this and see what more comes up. Seven of Pentacles for finances. Yeah. We talked about putting effort in in the previous month, in the month of August. So, if you didn't put enough effort towards your finances in the month of August, come September, you might realize that things may be lacking, or that your effort hasn't been enough to meet whatever goal you've had in mind, or whatever amount you feel you need. Let's put it that way. Career. And we have the Four of Swords in the reverse. Okay. I actually like this. So things going pretty smoothly. At least in that. Maybe faster pace than what you wanted, but that's okay. And love, we have the High Priestess in the reverse. Yeah. So, for those of you that are single, perhaps you're not finding what you're seeking. So, finding that soulmate, you're aware that that's not happening. However, on the flip side, for those of you that are single, if you ignore your intuition that somebody is right for you, that somehow you feel drawn to them, you can sabotage a relationship. You can deny that relationship because you didn't acknowledge, I have a connection with you. For those of you that are dating or married, you may no longer be seeing eye to eye. Because how you view the world, the knowledge you have of the world, how you view the world may not align with theirs. So you might either step away from this person, like I said, leave a person, divorce a person, or you seriously need to have more conversations to relearn each other, to get on the same page, to understand each other, learn how to grow with each other. That might be the energy that I'm picking up. Perhaps you're having growing pains in a relationship because you're not seeing eye to eye quite so much anymore. And that may cause you to question the connection. One of those, hey, have I officially outgrown this person? Is this my person? So, general advice. The Tower. Yep. Change, upheaval, ideas. Yeah. You might literally have different ideas than this other person. You might, yeah, have a big tower moment. Like I said, if you were single, maybe you did meet your soulmate, but you didn't recognize them, so you didn't forge the connection. Asking yourself important questions. For those of you not seeing eye to eye, like I said, maybe you just need to relearn each other. And yes, that means communicating. That means changing how you interact and asking the right questions, learning things about yourself and about the other person. Sometimes fate is what we make. Whoa, okay. Interesting. I'm going to disconnect from that energy, and we're going to keep moving on. October. Poised. I actually quite like this card in the deck because it's a very positive, and it reminds me of the Fool card so much. And for some odd reason, I'm getting Three of Wands energy. Embarking. It's like something's just out of reach. Well, I don't know if this is a goal or something we've aspired to. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to jump into the rest of this. We have Ace of Swords for finances. Hey, bright ideas, good management, things executed very well, logically thought out, planned. So for some of you, maybe you've hit that point where you can use your finances to buy your first house. Maybe you're buying your first car. Maybe you've managed everything legally with your finances that you are out of debt, or you've paid off your student loans. Hey, that would be an achievement. That opens up so many doors. Embarking. Okay, embarking. Hey. So perhaps we're just freeing ourselves of some debt. Or, yeah, hitting that milestone of, yes, new home, new car, other things you can do with a high credit score, or just obtaining a credit card, period. Maybe you've never had one. Oh, okay. For some of you, this might be legal security from your job. Maybe you're signing a new contract. An achievement. Okay. So something at work, maybe a promotion. We're going to see what comes through with the career card. We have the Two of Swords. Okay, decision time. Now, this could very much be you not being able to give work your full focus, but at the same time, maybe you are offered a position and you don't know whether or not to take it. Or maybe you're looking at your job going, do I stay or do I go? Or do I transfer or do I not? Legal contracts, maybe there's a choice here that is really good for you. You just have to make the choice, and that choice may be difficult. You may spend a fair amount of October mulling it over before you make that choice, because it affects so much before you embark and move forward with that choice. And maybe it might be a choice that's rather difficult for you because of all the risks, all the things you can't see. So taking that leap of faith is rather difficult. A tough decision. And love, we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Okay. All work, no play. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, that's what this is. You don't have a lot of energy after working, after doing everything else, to have free time. To have the energy to, you know, have a romp in the sheets, or to go out on date night. So perhaps with this tough decision, you're working towards a new job, and that means you're pulling double duty. Maybe you're working a lot of overtimes, and that's a tough choice. Do I have the overtime or do I not? And that doesn't leave a lot of room for you to have fun and be joyful and interact with the important people in your life, to have the energy to be present and fully there. So things in that area kind of suffer. It's a little lackluster because everything else has taken your attention, because that's where your focus is. General advice, the Empress in the reverse. In other words, what are you nurturing or not nurturing? Don't forget to take care of yourself along the way. If we are very much busy and in work mode, we're not in love mode, we're not in play mode, we're in work mode. We're in work mode a lot. And it does read that these three cards are together. We're in work mode. That's where our focus is. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself first and foremost. And if you have enough energy left over and you got somebody else, give them energy too. But for the most part, take care of yourself. Pay attention to what you're nurturing. It's not just take care of yourself, but what are you nurturing? So if you do have somebody else, remember to try and bring more balance to that private life and work life. Don't just tip it all to the work side and be the career man or the career woman and forget that you have a private life. And when I say private life, I mean more than just going home and sleeping in the bed. November. Chaos and conflict. Whoop, there it is. There's always obstacles. There's always trials. And then it always seems to be like once you make it through one hoop, there's always another that shows up. We were poised, ready to embark. You take a leap of faith. We had tough decisions in the month of October. Now we have chaos and conflict. So we're going to see what obstacles show up. Finances. We have the Six of Cups. Okay, so we're more secure. We've got our money going where we need it. Very much so. Okay, that is fantastic. Probably because if we were in debt and previously we were out of debt, but we've now gotten over that hump, and now what we make is ours. We're not having to pay a lot out. We're not owing anybody. Things are looking good. We've got at least about what we expect from the past there. So there's one happy section. Work. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Aha. I told you, you might have a tough decision. A new opportunity to transfer or get a new job, or, you know, get just a new position in the same area. You know, moving on up, embarking, leap of faith. And this is you letting go. Either letting go of the job or letting go of the position. Maybe letting go of the location. Because if you're transferring from one location to the other, maybe a different... maybe you work for a chain store, and instead of doing the store on such and such avenue, you're transferring to the one over on the boulevard. But in that, there's upheaval. There's a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of red tape. There's much to that transition. Along with doubt. You know, there's that big question mark, the what ifs, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas that show up, that creep in of, okay, I decided to do this. Am I doing the right choice of letting this go? Love. We have the Magician in the reverse. There was a movie, Wedding Date, I think it was. One of the characters in it said something about every woman has the love life she wants. Because you create your love life. You choose people, you don't choose people, you date, you don't date. So if you find yourself not having the ideal love life that you're wanting, remember, you're the one creating it. So if you're not being proactive, if you're not engaging in that, well, you're just sending that message to the universe, and all they can do is respond. So if you find that in conflict, own up to your own part of what are you doing with it. What are you wanting? What are you desiring? And what are you putting forth? Energy-wise, you know, being present, exact energy in general. What are you doing with it? And overall advice, Six of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, there might be some hesitancy to move forward. It's the chaos and conflict, the doubts. Am I making the right choice? Can I actually afford to move and hold this position? Will I fuck it up? Will I, you know, fall flat on my face when I do this? Can I actually survive? Or am I more secure in the position I'm in because I know it and I can do it perfectly? Moving on is going to be difficult. Oh, okay. We have the Six of Swords, we have the Six of Cups, and the chaos and conflict is card number 33. That is not a master number, so when you reduce it, it is 6. So we have a 666. Which 6 in numerology is a temporary opportunity. 666, a lot of people associate that with a number that is pay attention to your thinking. What are you thinking about? Chaos and conflicts, doubts. Is this a good choice? Is this a bad choice? Am I doing the right thing? Interesting. Okay. And December. How are we closing out the year for Leo? By the book. Oh, yes. I actually quite enjoy this card in most readings. Okay. It's funny. They're pointing out this female elephant in the middle. By the book. In the middle. In the middle. So maybe we're not making the rules, but we're not drowning in them either. We're in the middle. I'm going to leave that right where it is. I'm going to see what else we have here because that's an interesting energy to give. Okay. And they want me to point out the number on the card, which is number 11. That actually is a master number. It's the master number of service. Okay. So, yeah, maybe doing yourself a favor by not being... you know, a full rebel, but not being a brown noser either. Maybe being in the middle, compromising, being balanced, being centered, being grounded. Maybe not just playing by the rules, but not being unyielding. Being somewhere in the middle is the best thing you can do, the best thing you can hope for, the right path for you to walk. Okay, we're going to step away from that. We're going to see what else is in here. They did give us 3 cards for your finances. We have Justice, the 3 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. Ooh, I love that. So yeah, cause and effect, where we're putting our effort in, where we're pooling our money, can bring us a lot of joy, a lot of benefit, which is great for the end of the year and, you know, holiday spending. Maybe we've gotten a little strict on ourselves and realized, okay, we can't buy Christmas gifts unless we have a budget. We're not going to blow our budget this time. We're going to make sure we, you know, get what we need, what we want, but at the same time, not rob the piggy bank. And we're a little bit more happier for it. Somewhere in the middle. For some of you, this is, I'm getting taxes. So maybe something's changed. Maybe new litigation that comes through that will apply before April when you file. You know, maybe they lower the tax bracket or something like that. Something with the legal system that literally works in your favor to build more of your money. That's good news. Okay. And you can't see it, but I have goosebumps all over my arms. But so I must have tapped into the right energy with the taxes, but please take that part as it resonates. And if I remember right, they gave us multiple for career. Yes, we have 2 cards for career. We have 7 of Wands and the Star. Oh yes, we are holding on to the good stuff. We are holding on to hope, to optimism, but also that wish and desire for what we like to see. So some leeway here. Maybe not so much what society wants and demands, and being the full-on rebel going, nope, I'll make my own way, you can't tell me nothing. You're in the middle. Realizing you sometimes need to give a little to get a little. It's almost kind of that energy. So since we're persisting with hope and optimism here, and persisting where we wish, which also kind of feels like persisting in a dream almost, that I think is a really reasonable energy to end the year on. Love. We have the 7 of Wands. Okay. I said this in several readings, but I do love the 7 of Wands when it comes to love a lot of the time. Now, if you are married or in a relationship, you are probably really comfortable with yourselves in the relationship that others don't really bother you. So perhaps you have, you know, holiday traditions that nobody else has. There's, you know, no reason to get uptight or, you know, retentive about things like that. You're good. You have good boundaries in the face of other people telling you that's not how society works. That's not what you need to be doing for that holiday. Instead, you make things unique and own to you. And you persist in it happily. For others of you that are like single, you may actually be persisting through the holidays by yourself and not actually continuing with the pressure of dating. And like it's interesting, traditions are coming up. Perhaps you have family members of, oh yeah, bring your boyfriend by, and you don't have a boyfriend. So instead of trying to rush and find somebody to bring to your family and hope it's not a train wreck, perhaps you're just like, yeah, whatever, I'm single, I'm good, whatever, I don't need nobody. And you're comfortable in that energy. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. And the general advice, we have the Lovers. Yes, when we connect the right dots, things go easier. Wish, dream. Okay, yeah, there might be something more with the wish and dream that I got from the Star card, because we do have the Lovers here. You're connecting to the right things, yeah. Or have been guided, because they're pointing out the angel here on the Lovers. You've been guided. And, of course, we have the North Star, and we have constellations on our star card. Yes, guiding lights. Show us the way. Okay, love, but self-love. For those of you that are single, yes, sometimes you're just gonna be, yeah, whatever, I'm single, I'm good, I don't need nobody. Maybe you think I'm a Spencer, maybe you think I'm weird, that I'm spending the holidays with family and no one's by my side, but this is me. Deal with it. Being comfortable with yourself like that. Making your world, your love life your own, despite what anyone else's opinions of it is. Okay. That was definitely interesting. Interesting way to end the year. Well, my lovely Leo, that is all I have for you. And if you definitely resonated with any part of this reading, by all means, give me a big thumbs up. And if you feel comfortable with telling me what you clicked with in this reading, you can drop me a line in the comment section and down below. Feel free to share the video anywhere online. I appreciate those that actually do that. And if you haven't subscribed and you like this content, by all means, click the subscribe button and the little bell in the bottom right hand corner. That way you get notified anytime my videos go up. And I hope to see you in the future. Bye.